Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing good today. It's your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the late review for Ready to Love. I believe we're on season 6 now. I went into it with a little bit of an attitude because I couldn't believe a new season was on, and y'all know how Ready to Love likes to work my nerves. But I am going to try to look at the positives. I will not promise that this is not my last season reviewing this show, though. But let's get on with it. I know that the review is late. I don't know if you guys remember back in July, I celebrated my we celebrated my great grandmother's 90th birthday, and she has gone on to glory as of January the 22nd, and she has gone on home. So we got to spend 90 years with her. I'm very grateful, and I am so happy that she was my great grandmother. I've been very blessed to have her, and I just hope that we did well by her while she was here. But I'll miss her a whole lot. So that's why the video is late, because we had arrangements on Friday, and I've been with my family throughout this weekend. But with no further ado, let's get into the foolishness that is Ready to Love POTOMAC. I like to say it like that. I know it's Potomac. Okay, so we are introduced to our singles, and nephew Tyler Perry has given us a break. We're not going to have as many people, so I really don't have an excuse this time to not know names. Y'all know the first 2 episodes, I don't bother to learn anybody's name. It's just way too many people. But this time we are focused on quality over quantity. So let's see if that works out. The first person we're introduced to on the show is Paul. Paul says that he needs a sexual energy from a woman that make you want to come home at night, that make you want to come home after work, and maybe even put her on the table. However, it also needs to be some substance, so he's not just all about the sexual relations. Next person we have is Dakia. Dakia has been swiping right, swiping left. I don't know which way the swipe goes. And she is a sucker for love. She's definitely ready to find that one. When she goes to meet up with Paul, Paul was like, "Oh my goodness, you're beautiful. Is that your other name? Beautiful?" He's funny. Tiffany says she loves to touch and be touched. Child. She is a Southern girl. Paul does ask her if she can cook, because she says she is country. And she says that she can, from scratch. I'm saying, Paul, don't worry about what she's doing in the kitchen. That does not concern you at this time. The next person we have is Wiley. I think that Wiley is the youngest of the bunch. He's 32. He used to be a college athlete at Virginia Tech. Just a little ACC champ ring. Just a little something, not much. But he's been under the jock stigma for a while, and he does want a relationship, and he does want to get married. He knows that the stigma or the stereotype for jocks is you guys have a lot of women and you don't want to settle down, but he does want to do that. Who is next? Fernando says that chivalry is not dead with him. However, it must have been dead, at least classiness anyway, must have been dead when it came to his ex, because his ex was disrespecting him and was sleeping with other men in his house. I said, Fernando, how? She was going on trips and going to swingers resorts without him. So this is a woman that he definitely needed to get out of his life. She was outright disrespectful. And I'm hoping that Fernando is healed from that. It is ready to move on. Seems like he is so far, but he says he is a gentleman, and his dad taught him how to be so. Of Panamanian descent. I think I'm right on that. Next we have Kina. Or was it Kenya? I think it was Kina. Kina says that she likes for her man to lead, but don't get it twisted. She will be in the back pulling the strings. Now, she was feeling Fernando at first, but then she must have noticed that Fernando had a little, he had a little dunk on him. And a lot of these men lately, I don't know if y'all been noticing, but I've been noticing as I just been around, especially in these military pants. So a lot of these men are real voluptuous. I don't know if it's something in the food or something in the water, but I'm definitely seeing hips, and I'm definitely seeing butt that either I wasn't paying attention to before, or it's just more of it. I can't figure it out, but I've definitely seen some Coke bottle shapes. Next, we have Precious. Precious is looking for a man to really show her that love. She looking for a love like Martin and Gina. Now, that can be problematic depending on how you look at it, but you know, that ain't really none of my business. I know y'all love Martin and Gina, so I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Then we have Demetrius. He's a good looking guy. He definitely commanded attention when he came in. I said, ladies, don't start this. Do not start going after the cute man just because he's cute. All right, we got to make sure we fill out the other attributes as well. Precious called him a gorgeous man, to which he was very flattered. He said he's always wanted to tap into his style, although he looks pretty tapped in. He had on a nice suit, good color. But he couldn't do that due to being in the military. He was in the military for 21 years, couldn't really settle down, just kind of jumping from woman to woman. Side eye. No, he said he couldn't really settle down, but now he's retired and he's looking for somebody to really spend that time with. He's an outdoorsy type of guy. Him and Precious seem to have some good conversation. They both seem to be fairly adventurous. The next person is Sabrina. Serena has a list. Okay, she has a list of things that she wants. She shows us on her phone. He needs to be hot. He needs to love black people, as well as some other requirements on her list. But she's looking for that one as well, in that connection. The next person we have is Laverne. I don't know why I felt sad when he came on the screen, but he said he has never really experienced anyone who truly wanted to be with him. And that's what he's looking for. I was like, oh, why ain't nobody want to be with Vern? What happened? Then we had Clifton. Clifton had a very deep radio personality voice. You know, we're going to slow it down for all the lovers in the house. That type of feeling. He wants a woman that's loud, fun, and outgoing like himself. It's a lot of people, but not as many as I know, not as many as we could have. Joy. Joy is a professional singer. I did not take note on what Joy. Yes, I did. Joy is really just looking for somebody who, even if they might have some fear of approaching something serious and committed, she's looking for somebody that's ready to overcome that fear. So she's definitely looking for love and looking for somebody that is going to be solid. And then the last person that I really didn't get to learn that much about was Ace. She was the one that had like the cute little natural hairstyle thing going on. She did have an interaction with Paul that I'm going to talk about in just a moment. So yeah, that is the cast. What did you guys think about everybody? Do you have any favorites thus far? I'm pretty sure I missed somebody. If I did, hopefully I'll catch them at some point in this review. Okay, let's go over a few interactions. So once nephew Tyler Perry comes in and lets them know that 2 people will be going home tonight, you guys know we hate that. We always hate when people go home on the first night because they don't really get the opportunity to get to know everybody. Even if you had kind of a rough moment in the intro, maybe you'll pull it together the second day. So I always think they should hold eliminations until after that first meeting. I feel like enough of us have said it, but you know, maybe that's just how they're going to continue to do it. So yeah, 2 people are going to be going home. Some of the interactions that happen, I'm actually watching as I review, y'all. So one of the interactions that have happened early on was between Zakiya, Paul, Wiley, and what was her name? The Southern girl, Tiffany. When they were sitting there and just kind of asking questions about why each other was single, Zakiya made a really good point. She said that in the DMV area, you know, it's like a 10-to-1 ratio of men to women, and so seems like you guys like to try your little sample. You like to try out your little platter. You don't really want to settle for one entree, one option, which was a great observation. It's been given many a time. There is a solution for that. I ain't gonna say what that solution is, because I know people get uptight about those kind of conversations, but it's called gender parity, and it does need to happen in every 50 or so years. It usually does have to happen within a community, and y'all can look it up if you want to, but I'm just saying there's a solution for that if you don't want to continue to just be a sample. You can open up your own buffet, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Let's see what else happened. What's another interaction that happened? Also very common in transient type of cities as well. Just want to throw that out there. So your Atlantas, your DMVs, your Houston's now a transient city as well. What else? I know there's more. Charlotte has become one. So yeah, those kind of places. New York. Another interaction that happened was between Wiley and Keena. Wiley likes that Keena is outspoken, but he's not really feeling like they're gonna have anything going on, because Keena says early she doesn't rob the cradle. So Wiley is 32. I think Keena might be 37, but either way, she says she doesn't like to dip into the kiddie pool. She doesn't like to rob the cradle, and Wiley's too young for her. But Wiley says he does like older women, and he must have said that in the casting special, because I don't think he would be on the casting special when they were casting him, because I don't think he would be on the show if he didn't, because none of these women, I think there's some women that are 34, but most of the women are older than him. So, or like not that close to his age, like maybe a 4 to 5 year difference. So he must have said that already, but he said he liked older women. But Keena's just like, no, I'm good on that. I'm good. Another interaction that happened was between Joy and Fernando. Fernando was feeling her. He said he liked that green dress she had on. It caught his eye. But Joy's not really sure about Fernando. She felt like Fernando was handling things like a job interview as he was talking. And she says when it comes to relationships, it's more about what you guys can do, what can you do for me, can you fulfill my other needs, and vice versa. So she doesn't really feel like it was a getting to know you process. It felt like a job interview for her. Another good interaction we had was between Sabrina and Demetrius. I felt like they touched on some really good things. They've both been married before. Demetrius says he owns and takes his part in what happened with his marriage and why it went downhill. He actually, there was some infidelity there. He says that at the time he was very insecure. He didn't really know himself. He went to counseling. He continues to go to counseling, which is great. It's a great thing. And just trying to get himself together. But now he's more ready for that kind of commitment. Sabrina also got married at a young age. She said she didn't know what she wanted, and she really struggled with letting the relationship go because she felt like a failure in that. But it took some counseling and some growth for her as well to figure out that she wasn't a failure. That was just something that did not work out for her. So they had a really good moment together, and I appreciated that. Paul is telling the ladies that he is Paul, but he's also the PO because he delivers. I don't Paul is an interesting character. He's an interesting guy. When he has a conversation with Ace, and Ace is telling him that she was married once 10 years ago, he's asking her, not really asking, he basically flat out, I ain't gonna say accused, but he was just like, oh, sounds like you gave up on it then. You gave up on it too early. You threw in the towel. And I think she said she was married for 1.5 to 2 years. And yes, that is short. But he didn't ask her what happened and why did you guys not work out? You know, why so short? It wasn't that. It was, oh, you gave up on it. So how do I know that you get in a situation that you're not just going to give up, that you're not just going? She was just kind of shifting in her seat. I do think she was uncomfortable. And he said, oh, are you, I'm sorry, are you intimidated? Paul, then he gonna say he don't know what's up with her. I don't know what's up with you. Now, the way that Sabrina and Demetrius talked about their respective divorces is not the way you approach this conversation with this lady and her divorce. She probably would have been a little more willing to open up, but I don't think people are willing to open up when you come at them in an accusatory tone first, especially when you don't know them. So anyway, he's an interesting character. That's all I have to say about him so far. All right, more interactions. I hope y'all can't hear the wind. I told y'all I got my noise canceling they better be working. All right, so Joy and Clifton have an interaction, and she got some Prosecco, y'all, that she ain't drinking, but she done drunk out of the glass, right? okay, let me just hold on, I'm going too fast. So they're interacting with each other, they're having a little back and forth banter, a little flirtation. Joy likes the fact that Clifton came after what he wanted. She kind of felt like she was peeling back the layers with everybody else, but with Clifton, he seems like he went right for it. He said, "Where we going on our first date?" She said, "Surprise me," and he said, "All right, I will do that," because he's feeling her as well. She called him a 6'1" Paul Bunyan. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I do like an old burly man that like to do yard work and like to be outside. I like your hands to feel like sandpaper. I almost even don't want you to be able to touch me. Your hands so rough. But you don't have to be big, though. I just like I don't know. I do like manliness. I really do. But anyway, I can see why she was feeling Clifton, though. So yeah, they had a nice little exchange, but then she passes him her glass of Prosecco that she's not gonna drink, and he starts sipping it with no problem. I said, "I know we not, Clifton, not with the COVID," and he was okay with it. I said, "Oh, they both about to be sick, child. They gonna be on quarantine together. Y'all ain't gonna have no choice but to be together, because y'all gonna be on 10-day quarantine." And y'all, what was going on? By the time we got to the nightfall, everybody was looking greasy. Was it hot outside, or did my girls they needed one of them, the little pad that you get when your makeup start getting oily? I was like, what's going on with my girl? Everybody just started looking greasy. Okay, so another interaction we had was between Tori and Tiffany. Something is going on with Tiffany. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she's been hurt before. I don't know if she's nervous, but there is something going on with Tiffany. I agree with Tori on there. Sorry, y'all. It's a helicopter. Please hold. I would cut that out, but see, I need y'all to understand. I love y'all. I'll do it even on location for y'all. Okay, so I do think she's like nervous or something, but she does tell Tori that she has 2 sons. He wants to know, would your sons be open to somebody coming into their life? And she was like, yeah. My oldest son, his biggest concern is he just doesn't want me to be hurt, because he has seen me hurt before, and he doesn't want that for me. I don't know if Tiffany's been married before. I don't think she shared, but I'm interested to know more of her backstory. But Tori's feeling her. He was like, shoot, she was looking good. I said, I know that's right, Tori. Make it plain. Then another interaction we had was between, at first, Sabrina and Laverne. But then Precious comes in because she want to know what's going on. And Sabrina was like, oh, okay, well, I guess you can have my seat in the Vern corner. I said, all right, Big Vern. I've been wanting to say that the whole review. But Big Vern, he got something over in the Laverne corner. It wasn't his intent to have that, but because he's a cool guy, he has the Vern corner. So Precious comes over there. Precious is a lot of personality. I think this was Precious anyway. I hope I'm not getting the names wrong. But they have an interaction where they're talking about bodybuilding, because he was a bodybuilder, or is a bodybuilder, and she's familiar with his background in that. And she wants to do bikini. And he was like, all right, if we do bikini, I could tan you and do. I said, tan? Now Precious already a nice, good looking brown. She wanna get chocolate. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, child. Y'all know I'm chocolatey too. But I'm just saying. I was like, she wanna get a little bit darker for the competition, but okay. He gonna rub all that on her. He gonna get her right. I said, y'all already greasy for whatever y'all doing outside. Y'all already about greasy out there. But yeah, they seem to be interested in one another as well. He says that he is looking for a woman that's not just a yes woman. He looking for a woman that, if need be, can tell him what he gotta hear. Not what he want to hear, but what he needs to hear. And y'all, he said he looking for alpha. Y'all know I almost threw my phone. Y'all know how I don't like them trigger YouTube words: alpha, value, tables. What do you bring? Y'all know I get triggered, but I was like, he said he want an alpha, but okay, child. Okay. Okay, and a couple of last interactions was between Clifton and Dakia. They had a pretty good vibe going, but then Keena came in and sat down while they were discussing like a 5 to 10 year plan. They both want to kind of live out on the water, possibly outside of the United States. That is a dream of mine as well. Even if it's not outside of the US, I do want a house somewhere on the water, and then like another house. But y'all don't care. Y'all didn't ask me my dreams and goals. But that's something I would love as well. So they kind of were connecting on that and traveling. Keena said she had a headache, child. She was like she might move to Houston or Atlanta, which these days are almost the same city, if you ask me. But I was just like, Keena, girl, what you talking about? You got a headache? I guess she was just tired, child. She just needed somewhere to rest. Clifton said, I think she just wanted to sit down. So anyway, that was that with them. I'm trying to think, am I missing anybody who might have had some conversation? I probably am, but we're just gonna let it ride and we're gonna move forward. So the men have to get together to decide who is going to have to go home. In the top for everybody, or for most of the guys, is Sabrina. Also in the top, I think Joy was, at least for Clifton anyway, Joy was, and Dakia was as well. In the bottom, we had Keena, which I knew Keena was probably going to be in the bottom. Ace was also in the bottom because Wiley said he wanted to get to know her, but they just couldn't get past talking about yoga. Oh, not in the bottom, I forgot. Precious was also in the top. A lot of guys liked her personality. I liked her personality too. I love women that are like super outgoing. Those are qualities that I admire in a person because they're qualities that I want. So I always admire girls that are just like super outgoing. They'll come up and talk to you, flirt with you, or whatever. So yeah, they liked her too. But as far as the bottom, Tiffany was in the bottom. They felt like she was guarded. Keena, they just wasn't really sure. And Ace, they felt like they could never really get to the next point of conversation. They felt like she just really wasn't, maybe she was too reserved for them. Another thing, they did ask Paul about PO. He says it could be pretty outstanding. I don't think so. It's parole officer. It could be petty and opinionated. However you might want to look at it, but because you deliver, that's not what we're seeing. Okay. But he's still gonna be there, even though I think if anybody, he should have went home and Fernando should have got to stay. But I'll just from this point on, I'll keep that to myself. So when they get out there, the women are standing there, and I was looking at Tiffany. She's kind of giving me Regina King vibes, just a little bit. I don't know about y'all, but they actually decide that Keena is going to be going home, and I figured that she would. So Ace, girl, you in the bottom as well. So hopefully you pull it together by the next episode and start talking a little bit more about something other than yoga. But she does seem very reserved too. And that was really it. Y'all can let me know what you thought about the episode. After watching it and kind of just looking at everybody and everybody's interactions, I don't think these people are going to give us as much of a show as this last group did. I don't think they're going to be doing the most like some of the other seasons. It's going to be a little bit more subdued, which is okay. But the chances of this being my last season reviewing the show are right now very high. So y'all can just let me know what you think. Not for any it's not because I don't want the show to continue. I do, but y'all, it's very disheartening watching people, men specifically, because I date men, that are in their 40s or very close to it, talking about, yeah, I've decided that I'm finally ready. I'm at the point now. I'm just like, what? Why? Boy, y'all want to be darn near 1 foot in the grave. Before, I'm not saying you gonna die, because I know you gonna live a long, healthy life, but do you gotta be darn near my mama age? Okay, because my mama ain't but 52, so goodness gracious. It's a little disheartening for me, but y'all let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.